This spectacular mountain behind me is Pavey Ark, standing above the waters of Stickle Tarn, which itself lies at the end of Great Langdale. It's just a 40-minute walk up Stickle Gill to get to this really beautiful part of Lakeland. Now, on Pavey Ark lies Jack's Rake, one of the most highly rated scrambles in the entire Lake District. It's only a grade 1, which means it's quite accessible for anyone that's just getting into scrambling or feels confident on grade 1 terrain, but it's also one of the most spectacularly situated and one of the most enjoyable to get your hands on. So it's sometimes said that navigationally the hardest part of any route is the start. Luckily Jack's Rake is quite easy on that front, with a really quite obvious amount of footfall having headed up it. So we're going to get started with it. So as you begin to ascend, it's also worth mentioning that very sadly, Jack's Rake is something of an accident black spot, and you can see why once you're on it, because a lot of water pours down and the rock becomes very greasy. But as long as you're slow and steady and think about what you're doing with each move, then there's no reason why you should come a cropper yourself. So we've just reached the top of this tall and dark chimney. The views, it has to be said, are absolutely incredible over to Langdale, but they won't entirely distract you from the sense of exposure that you get on this ledge. It's interesting that this route is a grade 1 because the moves aren't particularly difficult, although there is always a sense that if something were to go wrong, the consequences could be quite severe. So we've reached the top of Jack's Rake, not far below the summit of Pavey Ark, and it's been quite an impressive journey up the face of the mountain. I guess the question remains is how hard is it compared to other grade 1 scrambles? And the answer is it's probably a little bit harder than most. I mean, that's just my opinion. But then again, guidebook writer Alfred Wainwright actually described it as the very limit of what a fell walker can reasonably be expected to attempt, and it's kind of difficult to argue with that, though there is absolutely no arguing with the fact that it is an excellent, excellent scramble.